Why be ordinary when you can be flamboyant? Wancheka Radio. Be flamboyant.
Good evening, and here are the major stories for today. 4 policemen attached to the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS, Ikeja, Lagos, have been dismissed for alleged robbery and other crimes. Spokesman of the zone, Binta Bhadmus, told newsmen today that the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 2 Command, Adamu Ibrahim, has approved the dismissal of the officers listed as Adeoye Adekunle, Adeketo Adebowale, Agbi Loki, and Odiege Ehosa, all sergeants. She explained that the 4 policemen were dismissed and subsequently charged to court for armed robbery, kidnapping, unlawful detention, intimidation, and threatening violence after investigations were carried out on a petition against them by one Chukwudi Odionye on May 2 this year. In another development, the Lagos State Police Command says it has arrested 5 PDP chieftains in the state for interrogation over the killing of the chairman of the PDP Apapa chapter, Borishade Adeniyi. Confirming the arrest this Sunday, Command spokesman Chike Oti, in a statement, noted that the event, which was supposed to be a peaceful political meeting of People's Democratic Party members, ended in an unnecessary bloodletting. As a result, the Commissioner of Police, Edgar Imoimi, directed the area commander in charge of Area J, Elemoro, to ensure the arrest of Kehinde Fasasi, chairman of the Etiosa local government chapter, Rotimi Kujore, chairman of the Lagos Island chapter, Fatai Adele, chairman of the Mushin local government chapter, Ismail Abiola, chairman of the Amuwo Dofi chapter, and Amos Fawali, chairman of the Surulere local government chapter. All suspects have been transferred to SCIID Banti for further investigation. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, says it has remitted another 7.8 billion naira to the federal government. JAMB's head of media and information, Fabian Benjamin, who made this known in Lagos this Sunday, said the amount was the surplus generated from the conduct of the board's 2018 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. The federal government, according to Benjamin, has however directed the exam board to remit about 5.6 billion naira and use the balance for restructuring of its headquarters to meet up with international status. The Nigeria Railway Corporation has warned members of the public and traders in particular against encroaching on rail tracks while doing their businesses to avert accidents after 3 persons were killed at the Pensinema Railway crossing in Agege last Friday. Lagos District Manager Jerry Oche said it was regrettable that people had refused to heed the corporation's warnings on dangers of trading and driving carelessly on rail tracks. 3 persons were killed while several others were injured after a train hit a commercial bus while making a U-turn on the rail line. Gombe State Muslim Pilgrims Welfare Board is set to begin biometric data capturing for its 1,200 intending pilgrims for the 2018 Hajj exercise. Usman Goroma, Executive Secretary of the board, made the disclosure at the closing ceremony of the induction course for intending pilgrims in Gombe today. According to Goroma, the exercise is a prerequisite as ordered by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and persons who would conduct the biometric capturing were expected to arrive Gombe today. He urged intending pilgrims to create time and avail themselves to be captured to enable them depart on time, just as he warned them against carrying more than 32 kilograms of luggage and 8 kilograms of handbag. And unconfirmed reports say the People's Democratic Party has resolved to change its name as a rebranding measure ahead of the 2019 general election. Sources say the decision of the party for a change of name was taken on Saturday night at a meeting, and it was a preemptive move to prevent the ruling All Progressives Congress from tagging the party as corrupt. The PDP, reports say, has selected Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu to lead the committee that will announce the decision and walk the party through the procedure. In international news, police say gunmen in South Africa have killed 11 taxi drivers in an ambush. The men, said to be from Gauteng province, were traveling to Johannesburg on Saturday night when their minibus was attacked. Police say the victims and 4 others critically injured were returning from a colleague's funeral in the coastal region of KwaZulu-Natal. The motive is still unclear, although rivalry between groups running minibus taxi routes in South Africa has led to violence in the past. About 2,400 people have competed in an annual swimming race between Istanbul's Asian and European shores. Participants in the Bosphorus cross-continental swim completed a 6.5-kilometer course, considered one of the world's best open-water swimming races and the only intercontinental swimming contest. Analysts say the number of swimmers has grown each year since the first race in 1989, when just 64 men and 4 women participated. And Israel says it has carried out an evacuation of members of Syria's White Helmet Civil Defense Group from a war zone in southwestern Syria. Some 422 volunteers and family members were taken to Jordan via the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights overnight. The UK, one of the nations requesting Israel's help, has lauded the operation and says it will assist with resettlements. The White Helmets had become trapped in an area of southwestern Syria near the border with the Golan Heights after an offensive by the Syrian military. In business, the United Kingdom might reach a deal with the European Union by October this year, although it's preparing for the possibility of no deal, as Brexit Secretary Dominic Raab has said. Raab told newsmen he would return to Brussels for talks on Thursday and try to get the best deal, even as the government had put plans in place in case talks did not end well. The UK is due to leave the European Union on March 29, 2019, but the two sides have yet to agree how trade will work between the UK and the EU afterwards. Prime Minister Theresa May hopes the government's plans, detailed recently in the Brexit White Paper, will allow the two sides reach a deal on relations by autumn. That cabinet ministers would be promoting the plan across Europe over the summer, and May would take the lead by meeting the Austrian Chancellor, Czech Prime Minister and Estonian Prime Minister next week. In entertainment, Supergirl is to become the first live-action TV series to feature a transgender superhero, as producers have announced. Activist and actor Nicole Maines, who is transgender herself, will play the role of Nia Nal, who becomes known as Dreamer. After the announcement at Comic-Con in San Diego, California, Now said it seems only fitting that the transgender community have a trans superhero for trans kids to look up to. Maine says she wants viewers to realize that a trans character's plotline doesn't have to resolve around them being trans. The new character, Nia Nal, will be introduced in Supergirl's upcoming 4th season. In sports, starting off with golf, Lewis Hamilton has reclaimed the lead of the World Championship with a victory in the German Grand Prix after title rival Sebastian Vettel crashed out from the lead of the race. Having reclaimed the lead after teammate Kimi Raikkonen was ordered to yield, Vettel appeared set for his first victory at Hockenheim before losing control of his Ferrari car on a damp track. Hamilton, who had never previously won a race after starting lower than 6th, said, and I quote, "I am so grateful. I kept pushing and kept believing, and it happened. I really manifested my dream today." End of quote. Hamilton, who now leads the championship by 17 points, says he has never had a race like this. And Arsenal midfielder Mesut Ozil says he would have been caught disrespecting his ancestors' roots had he not posed for photographs with the Turkish president. Ozil and Manchester City's Ilkay Gundogan, both Germany internationals of Turkish descent, were criticized by the German Football Association for meeting Recep Tayyip Erdogan in May. In a Twitter statement, Ozil said it was not about politics or election, but it was about him representing the highest office of his family's country. After the players met Erdogan at an event in London, where Ozil said they talked about football, photographs were released by Turkey's governing AK party in the build-up to elections in the country, which Erdogan won outright. Many German politicians have also criticized Ozil and Gundogan, questioning their loyalty to German democratic values. But Ozil has released a second statement criticizing German media for blaming the country's World Cup failure on the photographs and its dual heritage. Those are the major stories for today. I am Binta Bhadmus.
Why be ordinary when you can be flamboyant? One Checker Radio. Be flamboyant.